Honestly, that is not uncommon as we're moving into this, this cycle where a lot of people have a ton of equity. What did we say last week? I think it was 45% of US households have 50% or more equity, which is just amazing to me. But what a great way to get your daughter started down the home ownership journey by using some of that equity. So great question. Thanks for sending it in, Derek, and hopefully that helps. Let's see what else we have teed up. Dom, what do we have next?
Next up, we have Kim, who called in. She just asked, we've been looking at houses for a few months. We're hearing there's a shift in the market. Do you think we should wait before we buy? It's our first house.
Okay. Hey, Kim, another great question. Thank you so much for that. And yes, you're right. There is a shift in the market. No question about it. We're seeing, and again, this isn't, it's not happening instantly. Nothing does, but we're seeing, days on market for new listings. Houses are staying on the market a little bit longer, but by a little bit, it's just a few more days. However, not discounting the fact that there's a shift happening. We're all aware of it. We all feel it. We all see it. And I commend you for watching the data and realizing that too. Here's the challenge. If you're trying to time the market and by shift, you're assuming that prices are going to go down and that you're going to be able to quote unquote score a better deal later, that may not be the case. You may be costing yourself today's opportunity by betting on tomorrow's unknown. And that's always a dangerous play. My suggestion would be that if you can truly afford the property and you're buying your primary residence and you're not getting caught up in the headlines and you're looking at your budget and you can truly afford this, it makes a ton of sense to become a homeowner. I mean, look at the last question. Derek is gifting equity to his daughter to help her get into the market. So a lot of people still believe that real estate is a wonderful place to be. And let's face it, the reality is you're most likely paying a rent payment right now. So what is that payment? And let's just use round numbers. I don't know. I'm guessing. Is that payment $2,000? Is it $2,500? I don't know. But I do know for $2,500 a month or less with an FHA loan, you can purchase a $325,000 house because I'm working on files every week that meet that criteria. So hopefully that encourages you. The challenge I have with waiting is that let's say you do wait and let's say prices moderate a little bit. Actually, let's not say that because we don't know. And I'm not quite convinced that that's the case. But even if they hold flat, the cost of money is going up. And there's still indication that we've got some legs on this upward cycle of interest rates. So each month that you wait and interest rates continue to tick up, it's becoming more expensive anyway because the cost of money is going up. So don't let that get in your way. Look at your budget. If you can afford to buy the house, it's the house that you want to live in. I encourage you to make that move. And I'm happy to walk you through all the pros and cons and answer any questions you have. We can do a deeper dive into this topic. Just give me a shout during the week. 561-291-8569 is the Anytime hotline, which rings here when Dom and I are in the studio, but it also pushes to my office during the week. So hopefully that helps. If you can do it, do it. And congratulations on being ready to take this step. So let's throw it back over to Dom to see what else we have teed up. What do we have next, Dom?
Pat just sent in this email to us. He's asking, I've been with my company for 11 years. I'm getting ready to start my own company. It's the same type of business. Will the bank statement loan you talk about work for me? I'll be ready to buy in a few months.
Okay. So Pat, great question. I mean, that's a really good question. A lot of people are in this circumstance right now. I mean, a tremendous number of businesses were started as a result of the pandemic and people kind of reevaluating their work-life balance and making these decisions to kind of chart their own path and not be at the mercy of their boss or their company's decisions or policies. So we've seen a lot of newly self-employed borrowers recently. So, hey, first, Pat, congratulations on making this move or being at least willing to take this step. I know self-employment can be super rewarding. So I'm excited for you. But in the world of homeownership, if I am understanding your question correctly, you're thinking of starting the company and buying the house in the near future, which could be a challenge because most of the time you're going to be required to have 2 years of self-employment history. Sometimes we can get away with 12 months self-employment history. The fact that you're staying in the same industry, it sounds like you're starting a similar business. That's actually a plus because you have what did he say, Dom? 11 years of experience with your current company. So clearly you've got experience in this industry. But the challenge is that bank statement loan or not, you're still going to be required in most instances to have at least 12 months of self-employed work history. So I know that's probably not the answer that you want, but I would encourage you, if you're not unhappy where you are and you've got, obviously good employment history and your wage qualifies you for the property that you are looking for, it might make more sense to do that in a slightly different sequence and go ahead and make the home purchase and do that on the stability of the income and the employment that you have, and then reevaluate when you want to start the company. Maybe, push that back a little bit so you can make this transition. But if starting your own company is just an amazing opportunity that you can't pass up right now, I certainly understand that. But you might have to put the home ownership piece of it on hold for 12 months. But outside of that, the bank statement loan makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense for a lot of self-employed people because typically, you hear me talk about it all the time. We write as much of our income down as we can so we pay the fewest taxes possible. But anyway, you hear the music. That means we're going to run into another break. We're going to be right back in 2 very short minutes to answer more of your questions. Stick with us. Thanks. Hey, it's mark-eitel here, host of the Mr. Mortgage Show. And you've heard me talk about the valuation tool that we use in our lending practice almost daily. It's not quite an appraisal, but it's way more accurate than one of those online estimates. And we're happy to run one of those reports for you at no charge. Just visit freevaluereport.org. That's freevaluereport.org. Give us a little information about the property, and we'll be happy to send you your report. That's freevaluereport.org.
Here's another 5-star review.
We started our loan with a different company. They said we were approved, but at the last minute they told us there was a problem. I still don't know what went wrong, but thankfully our real estate agent told us about Mark. I was pretty stressed, but it's the perfect house, so we gave Mark a shot. He got it done. I'm not sure what was different, but I don't really care. We even got a better interest rate and with less money out of pocket than the first guy quoted us. It was a great surprise. Yes, I'm happy to recommend Mark and his Mr. Mortgage team.
Hey, it's mark-eitel, host of the Mr. Mortgage Show. You hear me all the time talking about the need to have the very best team representing you in a real estate transaction. And that starts with a really great agent. If you've got a great agent, that's awesome. But if you don't, check out www.reallyGreatAgents.com. There you'll find the best of the best, regardless of the city they work in or the brokerage they work for. www.reallyGreatAgents.com. www.reallyGreatAgents.com.
Are inflation and everyday expenses eating into your retirement income? Maybe you've considered a reverse mortgage and have unanswered questions like, do I still own my property? Can the bank kick me out? What happens when I die? Can I still leave my house to my kids? These are all great questions. Visit www.moreaboutreverse.com to learn more. That's www.moreaboutreverse.com. www.moreaboutreverse.com.
Welcome back to the Mr. Mortgage Show. Call us now, 561-291-8569.
All right, we are back. My name is mark-eitel, host of the Mr. Mortgage Show, and you heard the man. And that, by the way, is definitely a voice that you want to listen to. I love the announcer. But yeah, you heard him. Give us a call or send us your questions via text to the Anytime Hotline, 561-291-8569. That's 561-291-8569. That rings right here in the studio while Dom and I are doing the show, but it also pushes to my office during the week. So truly, that is the Anytime Hotline, 561-291-8569. Or I love your questions via the website too. The website is www.mr.mortgage. never type in the .com, just mr.mortgage. And you can submit your questions there as well. So having a lot of fun so far this week. And speaking of your questions, I'd love to keep those going. Let's throw it over to Dom and see if we have any more questions teed up. Dom, do we have anything?
We have Judy who just texted us. Judy's asking, not sure if you can answer this. We've been looking at a new construction homes. We found the perfect house and builder, but we're nervous to get locked into a contract. What if prices are lower in 12 months? Can we cancel the contract?
Hey, Judy, that's an interesting question. Usually it's the other way around. People are telling me, hey, listen, the builder is trying to cancel the contract on us because the prices have gone up, the values have gone up so much that they want to resell it at the higher value. So interesting question. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I would refer you to a real estate attorney. If you don't have a real estate attorney, I'd be happy to give you some names and numbers. We work with a bunch of them, but my gut tells me no, but that's, I'm not a real estate attorney. I've not seen the contract. So I'm going to suggest that you contact a real estate attorney to get that answer. But super interesting question. I'm guessing that your thoughts are that the market might pull back a little bit and you're thinking, you don't want to overpay for a property. So interesting thought. I think if you've listened to the show for any length of time or visited any of the resources that we share, you've got a pretty good idea of why I think you're okay as far as real estate values in the near term are, and actually in the foreseeable future, because we talk about it all the time. I just don't see where the new supply is going to flood the market to push prices down. I just don't see that yet, but that's not to say it won't happen. A meteor could hit and all kinds of crazy things could happen. We got killer bees. We have, what's the latest? Monkeypox. I thought that was a joke. Somebody shared with me, are you worried about monkeypox? And I'm still not quite sure what it is, but I guess it's the latest outbreak of who knows. I'm not going to go there. But anyway, to answer your question, I'm going to suggest that you contact a real estate attorney. But my gut tells me that most likely the builder is not going to want to let you out of the contract if prices were to go down at a future date. But also, one more time for the people in the back. I just don't see that happening. I really don't. Visit the Facebook page, the Mr. Mortgage Show at Facebook. There are some videos on there. There's some content that we're sharing on a daily basis that supports my belief that housing is going to remain a safe bet in the near future. So I hope that answers your question. Congratulations on finding a place that you want and a builder that you want to work with. I just doubt that they're going to let you out of the contract at a later date. But if they do, that's awesome. Let's throw it back over to Dom and see if we have any other questions. Do we have anything teed up, Dom?
Matt just sent in this question via email. My landlord is willing to sell me my townhouse, but neither of us know what to do next. Do we need a lawyer to write up the contract?
That's a great question,
Can we do
Matt.
that ourselves?
And you're doing what's next. You're giving us a call, or in this case, send us a text. So, hey, thanks for that. And to answer your question, yes, you can write the contract yourself. There are a number of resources on the internet where you can get a blank contract. Now, I would caution you, if you don't have a good understanding of the contract, I would caution you against writing it yourself, because you might put you or your landlord at a disadvantage, or, some unnecessary legal exposure by the way you write it. So, let me say this. You're going to need a title company to facilitate the transaction for you, to close the deal, to record the deed, to close the mortgage. There's a number of title companies that have real estate attorneys on staff or that are owned by real estate attorneys. And one of them can assist you with writing the contract and with closing the transaction. So I guess that would be my suggestion. I would contact some title companies and see if they have an attorney who can assist with drafting the contract and then with closing the transaction for you. And then you've killed two birds with one stone. Now, if you don't have anybody that you are comfortable with, or you don't know where to begin looking, I would be happy to direct you to a few of the title companies and title attorneys that we work with, and let you select from them. There's a few that I feel really, really good about, and I know you'd be in good hands with them. And then from your standpoint as the buyer, you're going to want to make